In today's episode, we're going to give you all the tools and resources you need to start your podcast for free. Welcome to Podcasting Q&A, where you learn the best tips and strategies to launch, grow, and monetize your show. So one of the really alluring things about podcasting is that it seems to have a pretty low startup cost. But once you get into the research of it, finding out all the things you need to start can feel really overwhelming, especially when it comes to things you need to buy. So in today's episode, we're going to review the no cost to you gear, resources, and tools to get your podcast off the ground for free. So when you're thinking about starting a podcast, one of the initial questions that I think we all come to is, what kind of equipment do I need? But if you're like anybody in the year of our Lord 2021, you've got a smartphone. Welcome to podcasting. You can record audio straight onto your smartphone. From there, we're talking mics. What you can do is use a headset that's got a microphone, and that'll help isolate your voice and hopefully keep out any pesky background noise that you've already minimized. So you can use those Apple earbuds or any other headset that's got a microphone attached to it. So you've got your audio recorded. Perfect. Next step, editing. This is the point where a lot of people get freaked out and intimidated. Stay with me. Not that bad. So fortunately, you have two pretty amazing free options for editing software. The first would be GarageBand, which comes standard with any kind of Mac product, which is awesome, very user-friendly. And then there's Audacity, which is PC as well as Mac friendly. I started out with GarageBand and was pretty intimidated and immediately went to YouTube like, how do I do this? I don't know what's going on. What is editing for? How do I do it? Fortunately for you, Buzzsprout has created a GarageBand how-to as well as an Audacity how-to to help walk you through the steps of editing this audio that you're going to put out to the world. So check those out in the description below. Next, intro and outro music. Think of this like your podcast's theme music. Dun, dun, dun. Super simple to find as well as to input into your audio. So first things first, you're going to need royalty-free music. So no pulling that Taylor Swift song that you love so much. That's going to get you sued. What we need to do is look into a couple different options like the YouTube Music Library, the Free Music Archive, and Pixabay to find royalty-free music that fits your podcast style. We've created a couple videos about where to find royalty-free music as well as how to insert that music into your audio file. Check those out in the description below. Also, if you have any questions about anything that we say in this video, if it feels like it's a lot of information, anything that you're like, say that again, what does that mean? Drop your comment below in the comment section and we'll be sure to try to get to that and give you a good, solid answer to help you move forward and launch your podcast. So now you've got the meat and potatoes of your podcast, which is the audio. We need to start thinking about packaging this baby up so we can push it to the masses. And to do that, we need to create some cover art. So cover art is essentially like an album cover for people that remember CDs, right? And so basically you want to create something that's unique, it's eye-catching, but also it's clear enough for people to know what your podcast is about and maybe even have a picture of you on it. One of the really great places and platforms we suggest for creating cover art is Canva. Canva is this amazing platform that is super user-friendly. It allows you to create tons of different types of graphics from templates, and they offer a lot of different font styles and colors. We enjoy it so much that we've integrated with them so that if you host with Buzzsprout, you can create your cover art from right inside of your Buzzsprout account, which is pretty awesome. So if you're interested in taking a deeper dive into how to create your cover art in Canva, we've got this amazing video linked in the description below about how you can do that. So check that out too. So you've got your audio, you've got your intro and outro music, you've created your cover art. What's next? A hosting site. So why do you even need a hosting site, right? You got the audio, the people can listen. Not quite. A hosting site is basically where your podcast lives. So before you start pushing it out to directories like Spotify and Apple, your podcast needs a home. And that's what a hosting site is. And so while there are tons of different options for providing a home for your podcast, you know who we're partial to. So with Buzzsprout, super easy to get started for free. We've got a free plan that offers 2 hours of monthly upload time. And with the free plan, we host your episodes for 90 days. So if you are just getting started on your podcast journey, you're able to start for free. But if you get into this and you figure out like, man, I love podcasting, which we know you will, you can upgrade to a paid plan and get access to all these other kind of features like magic mastering, which is pretty exciting. The other awesome thing about hosting with Buzzsprout is that we're really invested in you being a fantabulous podcaster. And so we offer all these great resources like this YouTube channel or help articles to help you along your podcasting journey, whether you're a vet or a newbie, there's something there for you. Lastly, we have some pretty amazing support. Our support team is phenomenal. You will always and only ever be speaking to a human being when you reach out to support, and the response time is crazy fast, which I don't know a lot of tech people can say. Now let's talk directories. So directories are basically where people go to listen to podcasts. So a hosting site is where your podcast lives, but directories are where your podcast host pushes your podcast so that people can listen to them. Common directories are Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google Podcasts. When you host with Buzzsprout, we provide a beautiful, seamless step-by-step guide for the podcast directories that you actually want your podcast listed in. That way, you maintain ownership of the listing, it doesn't become our thing, and you get to control where people listen to your podcast. That's it. Voila. You have now all the information you need to start a podcast for free. $0 down, zero moolah, absolutely no cost to you. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like a more in-depth look, more comprehensive look into what it takes to start a podcast, spending a few extra dollars, check out this playlist over here. It's going to give you some awesome tips and strategies for doing just that. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, and as always, keep podcasting.